Let's talk about another manipulative cycle that you may not even be aware you're in. This is where one person uses the silent treatment to show that they disapprove of what you've done or what you've said. The other person ends up feeling rejected, confused, and just wanting connection again. So they end up apologizing even though they're not even sure what they did wrong. Because again, it started with the silent treatment to show disapproval of something. No communication of what that disapproval was in the first place. All right, you walking with me? Let's keep going. What happens then after the person apologizes is there's actually no resolution because the conflict was never resolved. It was never brought up. So then it just resets and happens over and over again. So why does this happen? Why do partners get stuck in this cycle sometimes? One, it's important to note that it's manipulative. However, it's important to give more context underneath. The person who's doing the silent treatment, they may not know how to communicate their feelings, their emotions, and their needs and their desires within the relationship. So they may be using the silent treatment as a way to actually withdraw and sort of keep their power by avoiding the vulnerability of talking things out. And they might have grown up and had the understanding that withholding affection, that means control. That means you have the upper hand, and that's where they may feel the most secure. Now, the other individual in this loop, we usually find that they have more of an anxious, people-pleasing tendencies, hence the apologizing despite knowing what they actually did in the first place. So there's a fear of abandonment for them, there's a fear of rejection, and a fear of escalating something to a point of conflict. So they're not actually apologizing because they believe they did anything wrong, they're apologizing because they want to get back to the connection. It is important overall to know that this completely takes away the sense of security in a relationship. It builds resentment, it builds confusion instead of understanding. So really when we're hurt, we just want people to understand what they did to cause us to hurt and to acknowledge that and apologize and move forward and not do it again. But when there's no communication about that, you can't get through those steps in order to get there. What this also does is it trains or conditions one partner to just be the person who apologizes. And I'm sure as you're thinking about your relationship or the relationships that you know of, you know which partner is the apologizing partner, the one who always tends to apologize. And they end up taking responsibility for their emotions and yours as well, which is not fair. And finally, it completely avoids real, genuine, honest intimacy within the relationship. And this is because it replaces it with performance and control. If you're in this loop and you're wanting to know, okay, well, what can I do? Let me know in the comments below. I'll make a follow-up video, but I also have a YouTube channel that has videos on this topic and more. I also have PDF files that you can download to do with yourself or between you and your partner to work on these things.